Metal Master Kingdom here with
Grutle Kjellson, Enslaved.
Alright, on the Coma Ecliptic tour coming through North America this month. So how's the tour going? Packed houses every night?
That will be bragging, but it's still been a pretty good turnout. High hopes for tonight, always good in Toronto. It's been a good city for us ever since the first time we played there, so yeah, really looking forward to play some Canadian shows again.
Awesome. And you have some pretty unlikely tour mates. I mean, between the Buried and Meat, a metalcore band, and then there's two progressive bands. Are you kind of noticing a different type of reception in terms of the fan base?
I mean, for us, it's not that. It's not a new thing for us. I mean, we usually even on. We've been doing some special guest spot tours with. For instance, Dimmy Borger and Eamon and Martha, and they differ quite a lot from us, them as well. So I mean, that's not a new thing. And when we are doing headline tours, we like to bring bands that are not that much related to us musically, maybe like mentally and stuff like that, you know. But I mean, the last headline tour we did with Job and Ecstatic Vision was kind of a diverse musical package as well. So it's not a drastic thing for us to travel around with bands that play different styles. Not all. I mean, it just makes things interesting for the audience, I think.
Oh, cool. How is it working with them, partying with them?
Yeah, I mean, it was great. I mean, there's no conflicts. It's been pretty. I mean, every guy in all the bands are pretty easygoing people. So yeah, it's been a blast really. No complaints from anyone, so that's good. Yeah, it's great.
Awesome. So In Times is your 13th full-length album, and going on the trend of some of your other recent albums, it is continuing to take on a more progressive flavor, and that's been the trend with the recent albums. And Larson seems to be having a greater role, especially with his clean vocals. Do you see yourselves continuing in that direction?
Well, I mean, we don't have any specific goals when we start writing new material, so we never know where the writing process is ending. We never know the final. We don't have any goals of sounding like this or that. I mean, we just try to go with the flow and try to use our creativity in a natural way instead of forcing anything in any direction. That would be like constructing music rather than making music from your heart and mind. So that would be kind of wrong. But I think within times we kind of made a little. It ended up being a more aggressive record, maybe with some hinting towards our first releases in terms of extremities and stuff like that. But I think that there's still a good balance between the different kind of the mellow parts and the harsh parts, and I think that's crucial to make an interesting mix. I mean, our main goal is to make our own contemporary favorite music, and we have all of us have kind of a diverse musical taste, so we like to incorporate as many elements as possible.
Ah, excellent. So Enslaved has been playing music for almost a quarter century now. For better or worse, how have you seen yourselves and the metal scene evolve since the early 90s, when all the church burnings and murder were going on in Norway that you somehow managed to stay out of?
Yeah, you know, we were always the weird cousin of the bands, of the contemporary bands back then in the 90s. I'm pretty much done talking about burnings and murders and stuff like that. We're kind of tired of that, to be honest. But I guess we were on the side a little, especially lyrically, but also after a while musically, because we opened a couple of new doors and got some new inspiration, and that's an ongoing process. I mean, we like to collect music, we like to listen to new music, not necessarily new music, but I mean newly discovered music. It can be music from 2015. It can be music from 1959. You know, it really doesn't matter. Listening to quality music, it's one of the things I enjoy the most, and I'm not that entangled in genres and stuff like that. And I think none of us are. It doesn't. It really doesn't matter. You know.
Up until the release of Monumention, your lyrics were mostly in Norwegian, and then I know there was even some Icelandic and Old Norse. Why did you start writing mostly English lyrics?
Well, it was not really complicated. It was a mutual decision from all of us in the band. Because nobody understood our lyrics, to be honest. And one thing is to translate a lyric. I mean, and sometimes that's, if it's not written in that language, a translation, especially with just a lyric, a piece of poetry, it end up meaning making no sense really. So besides, we kind of had this little nostalgic thing about it too. We remember the days when we were saving money for a couple of weeks to be able to buy a record, by Deep Purple or Maiden or whatever, and close the door, put it on the turntable, and follow the lyrics, the vocals together with the music. And we kind of thought that with an Enslaved record for an English-speaking guy, or for any other than Norwegians, to be honest, it might become a little complicated, with the translation, and so we just thought it would be more easier for everybody to change it to English lyrics.
All right. Your growing fan base has taken you on tours and festivals in many new places. You were able to do an Australia tour in 2013. So are there any big plans for playing in countries and festivals that you haven't been to?
Yeah, I mean, we have some plans next year. Nothing is confirmed yet, but I'm 100% sure that there will be some new territories, completely new territories for Enslaved next year. Makes sense. It's like our 25th anniversary year, so it'd be cool to do some different and exciting stuff.
All right. Speaking of festivals, you've played many: Hellfest, Blood Bucket, Inferno. So which have been your favorites and why?
It's not necessarily the amount of people. I mean, we've been playing for quite big crowds at Wacken and such, and but I mean, the most important thing is the atmosphere. It really doesn't matter how many people there are. I mean, it can be just as cool playing in front of 300 people if you are able to make that. So make a certain symbiosis between the audience and the band. And sometimes you can do just as good show with 300 people as with 30,000. So it's hard to say. But the coolest festival gig we did this year in 2015 was probably a gig we did in Romania, a festival, and they had they even really good crowd, really enthusiastic, and they even had like this rubber boats surfing on the crowd, and there were like journalists sitting in these boats taking pictures, and I've never seen that before. So that was pretty awesome, to be honest. So that was probably it was a festival called Rockstadt, Romania. It was pretty much great.
Cool. This is actually a question for Ivar. I don't know if you might have any insight, but I heard he got to be the curator of Roadburn Festival in the Netherlands. Did he tell you anything about that experience?
I mean, to us, Roadburn is probably our favorite festival. Vänta då. Fucking dick. Thank you. It was a beer, just right there. I'm gonna have one actually. Yeah, Roadburn. I usually I go there every year. It really doesn't matter if I play there or not. It really doesn't matter who plays there. It's just fantastic atmosphere. It's like a mid-sized town in the southern Netherlands. The capacity is probably a couple of thousand, 2,000 or something, and it's a street festival. It's like a couple of it's like 2 venues, and there are like exhibitions, art exhibitions. There are so many cool cafes, and you meet so many people, some old friends, and everybody's discussing music and get high or drunk or whatever you like. And so it's probably the coolest festival in the world when it comes to atmosphere. I go down there, and I mean I don't even care who's playing. I just enjoy being there. And yeah.
Sweet. Alright, and again, speaking of festivals, it's been about 10 years since you released your last live DVD, Return to Grutle Kjellson. So are there any plans to record another performance to release on DVD or perhaps Blu-ray?
Only Blu-ray, actually. No, to be honest, we don't have any specific plans on doing so. I'm not sure that. I'm really not sure how the DVD format is doing anymore with the the situation with YouTube and everything. I'm not sure how much you can actually gain from doing so. I'm not sure. I'm not an expert on marketing and stuff like that, but I'm not sure.
All right.
I think that's maybe it's gonna die out slowly as a thing.
All right. Outside music, Viking, heathen mythology, and history, what are your hobbies and interests outside Enslaved?
Sports fishing and ice hockey.
Cool. So that's all. Thank you so much for your time. Hey, do you have any closing remarks for the fans?
Yeah, fantastic to be back in Canada. Fantastic to be here in Toronto, Ontario. Looking very much forward to tonight's show, and hope you come back soon.